Good day, good day, good day, good people. This is your boy Quick Jigs, and this is episode 2 of the Know It All podcast. First of all, I want to give a very, very heartfelt word of gratitude to everyone who took time to listen to the first episode, especially those who know me personally. I really appreciate it. Everyone's time is valuable. No one owes me anything. So for you to take time out of your day to listen to the show, to give me comments, reviews, feedback, uh, various forms of motivation to help me to make this a better show. I am eternally grateful to you. Now, let's get started. This is episode 2 of the Know It All podcast. Again, I'm your host, Quick Jigs, and today's episode is entitled 1 Minute at a Time. And the focus around this episode is going to cover a few key components. We're going to start off always into some positive energy. So I'm going to really focus on the first topic, which is going to be more Fridays. That's going to be followed by talking about what I see as a monumental shift in how things get done with the evolution of where AI is today, more specifically around ChatGPT. We're going to move on to talk about different motivational resources. Different people get motivation from different places. I'm going to share with you some of the resources that I use on a daily basis. Some of the things that I touched on in the first episode is that while it may seem to some of those that know me personally that I'm always in this state of 100% everything is great, but I'm going to share with you some of the resources that I use to find my peace, my motivation, and what helps get me over the different humps that we face within life. From there, I want to talk a bit about one of the most beneficial tools that I've been able to adopt just in the beginning of COVID, which is journaling, and some of the benefits of journaling, and more specifically, the framework that I follow when I journal on a daily basis. And then we're going to wrap up just talking about the Motivational Minute. I want to end on a very high note, give you some positive vibes, some positive energy to help you get your week moving over this hump day. So, without further delay, let's get started. More Fridays. Everyone knows how valuable Fridays are to most people, especially in the working class. Most people dread their Mondays. They, they walk through the quicksand of Tuesday, Wednesday, get a slight high on Thursday because you're looking forward to Friday. And then Friday, you finally have this feeling of relief. In fact, I found a poll on YouGov America that found that over 29% of people say that Friday is their favorite day. 35% of people say Saturday, and then another 14% say Sunday. So that's about 78% of the weekend. Excuse me, 78% of the time that people enjoy the most is the weekend, which means that leaves 12%, which is 4 days spread over Monday through Thursday that people find enjoyable. To me, that's a losing battle because if you can't make every day Friday, you're missing out on some really, really valuable time to grow and become better and just to overall enjoy life. I would rather not only live for Fridays or only live for the weekends, but I'd rather do a shift and make every day Friday. Now, this doesn't mean every day's a great day. I don't live in this fictional world where I feel like it's really easy and everyone should be able to do it. No, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if you shift your mind state to not just live for Fridays, but instead you're building the stamina to enjoy Monday for the good and the bad. Look forward to Tuesday. Look forward to Wednesday, especially since that's the day that our show premieres each week. But look forward to Thursday, and then Friday is just another high. So you're getting high 7 days a week, and I'm talking about mental high, by the way. Not that it's not your right to get the other high as well. But really, what I really want to focus on here is helping you to understand how to shift how you approach each day of the week. Now, the very thing that you should adopt, first of all, is just changing the entire mind state. It's this popular and common state of mind to dread Mondays. And in fact, it's a lot of ways how people break conversations. If you work in an office or if you're a Zoom call, and you say, how's your day going? You say this to your colleague on a Monday, and they'll say, I'm just making it, or I'm just happy to be here, or I'm doing better than I deserve to be, or some sort of negative energy. And it's so common that we accept it as a norm that is acceptable. But if you change that, instead of TGIF, it's TGIM, TGIT, and so forth. Now you're in control of how your brain receives each day. You're no longer holding yourself back and allowing yourself to become a victim of circumstances. And I think that's incredibly powerful. As you explore the mind state and habits that lead to personal growth and success, you're going to have to embark on a journey that challenges you on a daily basis. You're going to have to veer from what the norm is, and that kind of aligns with what the overall goal of this podcast is. To keep it simple, is to help you evolve and not waste precious minutes or precious days feeling sorry for yourself. Some of the important topics around that starts with your personal growth, developing resilience, building healthy habits, cultivating a growth mind state. But it's also really important in life because it's full of challenges, it's full of setbacks, to know how you navigate those challenges and those setbacks. It's easy to get stuck in a negative mindset. In fact, it's somewhat addictive because so many people experience negative things that it's how oftentimes people relate. I remember when I worked in an office space, a lot of times if we were at the break table or we were at lunch or we were just having a side conversation in front of our cubicles, we would relate on the negative challenges of life. So the challenges of parenthood, the challenges of relationships, the challenges of the commute to work, the challenges of our supervisor or whatever the scenario, and we find a common bond, but that common bond is only based on negative energy, and it can become an incredibly overwhelming experience as it builds up. If every time you talk to this person, you're talking about something negative in your life, you're not focused on a growth mind state. You're not focused on cultivating positive vibes and positive energy, and it becomes an addiction. You start to dwell on all the negative components of your life, your failures, your rejections, the things in life that make you feel overwhelmed, and whatever the case may be, it becomes so natural that it's really, really simple to become down and discouraged at times. However, if you shift that mind state and you focus on success and happiness, you don't dwell on those negative emotions, but you learn from them. You use them as fuel for your growth by, again, evolving that mind state into habits. You can develop the resilience and focus as well as the determination needed to overcome and achieve your goals. So, if you are ready to embrace a growth mind state and start evolving, then you've come to the right place because in each episode here, you're going to be learning about different practical tips and strategies that can help you apply success, ownership of positive growth within your own life. And that's what I'm here to do, to help you evolve, to help you thrive, and to help you become a fellow know-it-all. So, again, to wrap up this section, I really want you to focus on making every day Friday. Today is Wednesday. As you go through Wednesday, as you go through Thursday, as you go through the remainder of the week, every day is Friday. You wake up with that same optimistic viewpoint each day as you do on a Friday, and you will see a seismic shift. It's the same principle again around if you buy yourself a yellow car, if you buy yourself a yellow Mustang and you're driving down the road, all of a sudden you're like, man, everybody really wants to be like me because now I'm seeing yellow Mustangs every damn day. But it's not that everyone wants to be like you, it's that now you're focused on yellow Mustangs. So now you're just noticing them on the road. The same goes with positive energy. When you're focused on positive energy, now it's what you see. You see challenges as an opportunity to grow and improve. You don't see challenges as an opportunity to feel sorry for yourself. Every minute you spend feeling sorry for yourself is a minute wasted where you could be viewed in a positive light, where you can get better. It's another morning where you miss yourself, whether it's a goal to go to the gym or to eat healthy or to talk to a family member or to go for a walk or to spend time with your kids. Whatever it is, when you dwell in negative energy, it's hard for you to find the motivation to do these things. But when you dwell in positive energy, it's incredibly easy. And that's really the focus here. I want you to understand that 1 minute at a time is the focus because it's not going to happen overnight and it's not always going to be on the upside. But if you are focused on the things that are going to help you grow, you will find the success you need to get better each and every day. So as of today, this is no longer Wednesday to you. This is Friday. Every single day is Friday. Make every day the weekend, and you will see how much it improves your overall life. Moving on. Now, one of the things that I really see as a challenge and an opportunity with this podcast is to give you the jewels, give you the information that can help you improve your overall life, whether it's finances, relationships, life overall. And what I want to talk about briefly is what I see in my industry as not only a key component to the success of a digital marketer like myself, a business development professional like myself, but you can apply this tool in whatever you do for a living. For those who don't already know, AI is not only the future, it is the now, and it's truly blowing up. One of the key ways that it's blowing up is with a large language model recently released, just as recent as this past fall, called ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is a language model developed by OpenAPI. And what it does is it uses a cutting edge artificial intelligence or AI technique to generate human like responses to natural language input. Its purpose, according to the company, is to provide a powerful and flexible tool for a wide range of applications, from natural language processing and chatbot development to content creation and language learning. There's a whole heap of different resources that you can already find through a few simple YouTube videos that shows you how this tool can be leveraged in whatever industry you reside, and especially if you're looking for different side hustles to create positive streams of income. One of the key benefits that I've found thus far in my use and research on the tool is that it has the ability to generate high quality responses to a wide variety of prompts based on its understanding of context and the meaning of input. It's incredibly intelligent. It makes it an ideal tool for tasks such as customer support, answering complex questions, and it requires that you give input and then it gives you personalized responses. Another benefit of ChatGPT is its flexibility and adaptability. With a large and constantly growing database of knowledge and language, ChatGPT can be trained and customized to suit a wide range of specific use cases, from answering trivia questions to providing technical support to complex software. It's incredible. It can be fully integrated with other tools. Microsoft and Google are already on two different ends of the spectrum, trying to figure out how to best leverage it to grow their footprints with their customer bases. It's being used for messaging apps and social media platforms, voice assistants. It's an incredibly versatile tool for businesses and especially individuals like me who are trying to create content and engagement and productivity for my clients. Overall, the possibilities of using ChatGPT are vast and exciting, from again automating repetitive tasks to enhancing human creativity and collaboration. As the technology continues to evolve, because it's learning as it adopts different content and applications and questions, it's overall really is the cusp, the very beginning of this true revolution. Uh, my only hope is that it's not going to be T2. And for those not familiar with T2, I'm talking about Terminator 2. And, you know, hopefully John Connor doesn't need to come save us sometime down the road, because I think that would be a really bad thing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But no, honestly, I wanted to share a jewel because I think everyone owes it to themselves to take some time, research Chat GPT, and see how it might be able to perform as a great asset to whatever you do. And especially if you're trying to figure out different ways to produce streams of income, it's incredibly powerful. Moving on. The idea behind this show is primarily to give you motivation, to give you a positive boost. And I chose Wednesday as the day for it to premiere each week because famously Wednesday is hump day. You're trying to tread through the week. Now you're shifting to focusing on every day being Friday, but still you need different ways to get through those rough patches, to get through those down times. And that's again why every minute counts and why we're focused on this episode at 1 minute at a time. Now, motivational resources can come from everywhere. For some people, their faith is a motivational resource. For some people, their family or their goals is a motivational resource, and is really organic. Some people have to go to outside sources to find their motivation, and that's what I want to talk about today is different outside sources that I've used in the past that have helped me to evolve and become a better person and thrive. And what I wanted to do is give you a brief list of 10 books that I've read over the last 5 years. All of these books are incredibly powerful. I'll tell you what my favorites are as I go through my list, but also I want you to challenge yourself to find a book to read. As I mentioned in the first episode, I'm reading uh, Never Finished by David Goggins. I actually am just wrapped that one up. So now I'm moving on to my next book, which is going to be a book that I've read previously, but I found it incredibly helpful. So I want to read it again. And that's The Alchemist. But my list of highly powerful and engaging books to help inspire you to achieve your goals. The book that actually led me to leave my corporate career and to become an entrepreneur is how I'm going to start the list, which is Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Stephen Covey, he has a section in the book where he specifically tells you to set a date. And this book is where I kind of adopted on my mind state that I share with my friends. If you're a friend of mine and you come to me with a goal, I'm going to tell you to pick a date because loosey goosey goals are not really goals, they're just dreams. And I want you to have goals and a reason to pursue them. One of my friends, shout out to Big O, has a podcast called the Transparency Podcast. Check it out. I highly recommend it. And over a year ago, when he started his podcast, he told me that he had this inspiration. He wanted to start a podcast, and his target date was kind of when I get it done. And one of the first things I said to him is, no, you need to set a date. You need to hold your feet to the fire and hold yourself responsible to reach this goal of starting your podcast. You can't wait till you have the perfect iteration, you have the perfect studio, the perfect equipment, uh, all these different factors that you can use to delay yourself. You have to jump out there and learn in real time. And he really took my words. You don't have to take my words. He took my words to heart. He set himself a hard date to launch his podcast. He stuck to it. He delivered, and his podcast is still thriving to this day. Over a year later, incredibly proud of him. But that was a habit that I learned from Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. In later years, I kind of learned that there was some less than honorable data that went into the composing of this book by Napoleon Hill, but nonetheless, it's a really powerful and helpful book to help you strategize on how to build a rich mind state. Again, it's about this shift in how you look at things. The Power of Positive Thinking. This is an excellent book. That's by Norman Peale. In The Power of Positive Thinking, I highly recommend you take a look. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. Awaken the Giant Within by Tony Robbins. Everyone probably knows Tony Robbins by name. He's a great orator. He's also a really great author. The Alchemist, which I'm getting ready to start today, actually. Um, that's a great book. I've read it twice. This will be my third time. Mindset, the new psychology of success. That's by Dweck. Uh, that's an incredibly powerful book as well. Another great book by Tony Robbins is Unlimited Power. Again, this book is really surrounding how powerful your mind is and how you view things. One of the key lessons I learned from that book is rather than saying I can't or having kind of a give up mentality when you're faced with a challenge. Let's say to give you an incredibly simple example, you're tasked with climbing a mountain and you stand at the foot of this mountain and it's an incredibly high mountain. You can't even see the top and your goal is to get to the top of that mountain. There's two different mind states that you can bring to that scenario. One scenario says, I can't climb something that high, or I've never climbed something that high. But the shift in mind state says, how do I climb something that high? When you're saying how do I, now the gears in your mind are starting to churn and you're trying to figure out ways to accomplish this goal. But when you have a mind state that allows you to close the door, it becomes really easy to give up. The next book is The Magic of Thinking Big. That's by David Schwartz. And to wrap it up, The Success Principles by Jack Canfield is a really great book. I actually probably should read that one next because the last time I read that was in 2018. And I really feel like it'll be great for me to kind of have a refresher. But I wanted to share this list with you because these are all books that I've read over the years. I found all of them incredibly helpful. They all say some things that are similar while saying some things that are incredibly different, but they cover a range of topics from the personal development and success. Um, some of them cover it from a spirituality perspective, some are just focused around a psychology perspective, but each offers a unique perspective and a set of insights that can help readers overcome challenges, develop new skills, and achieve their full potential. So whether you're looking for just practical advice or inspiring stories, these books for sure will motivate and inspire you. And my honorable mention is Can't Hurt Me. I think I mentioned this book last week. That is also by David Goggins, but that was an incredibly powerful book, and I found it really helpful. So I highly recommend you take a look and see what you can find for your success. Now, let's move on. Journaling. So during COVID, I decided to get myself a journal. Obviously, everyone was trying to find things that occupied time during COVID. Most people were finding themselves in a lot of really great ways because there was a lot of personal time, a lot of time for internal reflection. But I found this idea first on a blog. Forgive me because I don't recall what blog I was reading at the time, but it was talking about the benefits of journaling. So I went and bought myself a journal. And I'll keep this really brief. Uh, Journaling for some people, it's a really long task. So they might spend 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes journaling each day. And for those folks, that is an incredibly powerful tool. But for folks like myself, I have an incredibly short attention span. So I know what I want to accomplish, but I want to get to my endpoint as easily as possible while still getting benefits from it. I don't have the attention span to write for 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes. I won't say I don't have the time because I really believe that anyone can make time for anything that is important to them. That's why I don't buy the excuse when someone says they don't have time to go to the gym. You can make time for the gym if you wanted to. You can make time to work out if you wanted to. You can make time to meal prep if you wanted to. You can make time for people if you wanted to. Now, it might be limited. It might require a great deal of planning and execution, but it can be done. But that's where the different mind shift comes in. You are not saying to yourself, I can't. You're saying, how can I? How can I make time for the gym? How can I make time to eat right? How can I make time to meal prep? How can I make time for this person? How can I? How can I? How can I? Now you're trying to figure out solutions. And I think that's incredibly powerful. But back to the journaling. When I journal, I journal for less than 5 minutes in the morning, less than 5 minutes in the evening. And there are 3 questions or 9 questions in total that I ask on a daily basis. The first 3 questions, or the first 3 points, I should say, is every morning I have to list 3 things that I'm thankful for. Some mornings I'm thankful for coffee. I'm thankful for Mondays. I'm thankful for my kids. Some mornings I'm thankful for an easy schedule today because I only have 2 meetings. I'm thankful that I had a great workout this morning, and I'm thankful that the sun is shining. Some days I'm thankful for my girl, Lena. Shout out to Lena. Some days I'm thankful for my parents. I'm thankful for my sister. Some days I'm thankful that the Ravens actually won. I'm thankful that Best Fit Apparel, which I am rocking, had a really good sales day yesterday. It can be tangible or intangible things, but I have to write down 3 things that I'm thankful for every single morning. The next thing I have to do is write down 3 goals. These don't necessarily have to be lofty goals. I can say my goal today is to have a great work day and have great meetings. I can say my goal today is to make sure I carve out time to hang out with my kids. I can say my goal today is to make sure I call my parents. I can say my goal today is to make sure I watch the latest episode of insert show here. Uh, they could be incredibly simple goals or they could be complex goals, but these are goals that I intend to accomplish today. Now, at the end of the day, I have to write 3 things that went well today, and then 3 things that I learned today. And again, this doesn't take me very long. So it's less than 5 minutes in the morning, less than 5 minutes in the evening. You don't have to follow this framework. This framework works for me. But the goal here is one, to set my mind state first thing in the morning that I'm appreciative for this day. I am thankful to be here. Every day above ground is a great day. One of my running jokes is I woke up with air in my lungs, so I know it's going to be a good day. That means every day that I wake up is a good day. It doesn't matter what circumstances I'm facing. I'm going to find a crack of light to focus on and to blow it up and to make it absorb my entire day. So I find that journaling is an incredibly helpful tool to get you here. So I highly recommend that you take the time and you journal, and you can buy a simple pad. I'll show you. I love this pad that I use here. I am not endorsed by Rodia. Don't even know if I'm saying it correctly, but I like this. It's a graph paper, and I like the way the graph paper feels because I can sometimes I'll write this way, sometimes I'll write this way. It just allows a lot more flexibility with this type of pad. So that's what I use. But you also can buy journals that already have like the templates within them. But whatever you do, I highly recommend that you write down your thoughts and your goals. A lot of people focus on affirmations. This is a great way to get your affirmations in each day as well. A lot of people like to focus on the vision boards. This is a great way to have a daily vision board by journaling and writing down your thoughts and getting it out there for the people. So this is my focus. This is my recommendation in order for you to find the benefits and the overall success in what you build in life. Now, I hope that we have learned a bit today. Again, we covered just how to focus on Fridays, the overall benefits of AI and the evolution of ChatGPT, different motivational resources that I've been able to adopt and use, and I also highly recommend. Obviously, we talked about journaling, and I want to wrap up by giving you a brief motivational minute, uh, and it's focused around this hat that you see here. Now, again, this is only episode 2. A lot of people who don't know me personally may not know that in addition to my digital marketing and business development firm, which is called Best Fit Digital, I also own a fitness apparel company called Best Fit Apparel. And one of the key products is the Let Me Be Great, which I believe I at least alluded to in the first episode. But I want to touch on what "Let Me Be Great" means and why I think it's a great mantra for everyone to adopt. A lot of times people think that because most things are really, really competitive, that only one person can win. Only one person can make it to the top. Only one person can get to this level. And therefore, I have to do everything I can to knock down the person who I see as competition. But "Let Me Be Great" means that not only can everyone get a piece of the pie, but everyone can get out of everyone's way because there's enough room, there's enough pie, there's enough money, enough positive energy that everyone can consume. So "Let Me Be Great" means let me stay in my lane and do what I got to do to make my life great. You stay in your lane and do what you got to do to make your life great, and we can all meet at the top. We don't have to knock each other down. We don't have to see the other person fail. We don't have to look down upon people. We don't have to know that maybe we're theoretically doing better than someone and now we can treat them like less of a person because of their position. "Let me be great" means rather I am sweeping the floors, or I am flipping the burgers, or I am in the C-suite, or I'm in middle management, or I am unemployed, or I am in any position in life. There's room for you to be great. There's room for you to own your own greatness. And my greatness might not be your greatness. Your greatness might not be my greatness. For some people, their greatness is raising their kids and going to work. For other people, their greatness is building $100 million company. For some people, their greatness is dedicating their lives to their elderly parent. For some people, their lane is uh, creating a positive environment or a safe space, maybe in a school or in a workplace. There's 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 unlimited options for what makes you great. But what I think people need to do, and what I want you to focus on, is how can you be great by letting me be great. Let me carve my lane, you carve your lane. We'll meet at the top, we'll meet in the middle, but we are not each other's competition. There is room for everybody to eat. And that's why I think it's great for these different content creators that I see that give away free jewels. Because once you realize that there's enough for everyone to eat, you don't have to monetize everything. You don't have to create a page where talk about Chat GPT, where I say, I have this great resource I want to talk to you about. Just sign up and it's $20. I'm not saying there's something wrong with someone monetizing it, but my point is once you realize that there's enough for everyone to eat, you can give away knowledge, you can give away resources because you're secure in knowing that what you have is yours and you own it. So, as we wrap up, as you continue the week, as you continue to build on your greatness, focusing on making every minute count, I want you to always focus on the phrase, "Let me be great." I want to thank you again for everyone that listened to episode 1, for you joining me for episode 2. I look forward to evolving this show. We're going to have guests. We're going to be focused on giving you inspiration, positive energy, resources, and information. Again, my name is Quick Jigs. This is the Know It All podcast, and I want to thank you for joining me today.